Hello everyone, today we are going to discuss about phenols once again, and the first type of reactions of phenol has already been discussed by me. We are today going to start with the second type of reactions, electrophilic substitution reactions. Now this word is known to every child so very well. From class 11th you have been studying this, and before we start with the reactions, every time we are going to discuss about the compound, its nature. Let me discuss about the nature of phenol. Phenol is a derivative of benzene, first of all, and the OH group is going to be an electron donating group because it has got lone pair on oxygen atom. When these lone pairs are donated, the ortho position becomes quite electron rich. Okay, similarly this electrons will start moving. Now I am going to draw few more structures, and I believe everyone knows how to draw these structures. That's why I skip drawing these structures sometimes. Now look here. So alternate carbon atoms are going to develop the negative sign. Okay, so here we got at ortho position. Now I'm going to get at meta position. Again I will get at ortho position. You have to also show the movement of electrons, because in board exams sometimes they do ask show the movement of electrons by drawing arrows. So yes, of course we must know this. Now we are in class 12, on the verge of passing school. So this, now the end is again this way, and finally we get this kind of structure, and we are going to have total 5 structures, as I told you. In every resonance phenomenon we are going to have 5 structures. We are going to draw these kinds of arrows to separate the two canonical structures or resonance structures. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these 5 structures are there. The structure number 2, the structure number 3 and structure number 4 has to be seen very carefully, that ortho position, the para position and the ortho position are having lots of electrons, and hence if any electrophile wants to attack phenol, it will definitely attack at these carbons only. So we are just going to write one comment about OH, that OH is an electron donating ortho para directing group towards electrophilic substitution reactions, or we'll also use a better word actually, that it is an activating, not just activating, we'll write highly activating group. These words should be there in your exam. Okay, hydroxy is going to be a highly activating group, electron donating group, ortho para directing group. We're going to draw these 5 structures also in exam. Okay, with this, now let us see the reactions of phenol. The first reaction which I'm going to do is halogenation with a specific example of bromination. 2 different conditions have been taken by me here. You can see bromine aqueous and bromine in organic solvent, carbon disulfide, at room temperature and at 0 degrees Celsius. So these are going to be the give reason questions in the board exam. We are going to get 2 different types of products. Now if you take aqueous bromine, what difference will happen now here? Tell me. You are going to say that when you take water as a solvent, it will facilitate the ionization of phenol, and because of which phenol will readily break down and form phenoxide ion. Now phenoxide ion is highly reactive. It's going to start the phenomenon of resonance, and it will start making the ortho para carbons very rich in electrons, because of which phenoxide becomes highly reactive towards electrophilic substitution reactions. But if you use non-polar solvents like carbon disulfide, or sometimes you may also use carbon tetrachloride, they will decrease the electrophilic character of bromine, and they will minimize the ionization of phenol also. So we're going to talk about 2 distinct important words in board exam. The choice of solvent will decide 2 factors. Number 1, they will decide the ionization of phenol, and number 2, they will decide the electrophilic character of my reagent. What will I use? This electrophilic character. Okay, so what am I going to write in exam? If you take aqueous solution, then phenol will be highly ionized, phenoxide is more reactive, and bromine is also highly electrophilic. But if I use carbon disulfide, phenol will not break down easily. and phenol is not that reactive as phenoxide is towards these reactions. So what are you interested in? You're interested in phenoxide. So bromine water is going to be a very fast reactions. That's why we are doing it at room temperature first of all, and it will lead to polysubstitution. So not only ortho but also para position gets substituted simultaneously. So we will get a white colored precipitate 2,4,6-tribromophenol, and the byproduct is naturally H is coming out from there 3 times. With the bromine from here it is coming out HBr. So Br minus and H plus will form 3 times HBr. You may balance it or just leave it like that in exam. It's not going to be checked in organic chemistry. Now same thing if you do with carbon disulfide, the less ionization of phenol, less reactive ring will be there, and not mono-substituted products, mono-halogenated products will be formed. So you will get one bromo only getting attached, and here also one more product I can write down, para-bromophenol will be formed. Orthobromophenol, para-bromophenol, and the orthobromophenol is going to be the minor product. Always remember the ortho is the minor product because the attack is taking place quite close to the substituent. So steric hindrance will be there. Okay, so if bromine tries to attack at this position, there will be a lot of crowd from this OH, and hence this will be a less likely attack. So minor products will be your ortho, and the para will be the major product. Okay, this reaction is a distinguishing test of phenol, as we discussed in a previous video also, that phenol when reacted with bromine water gives you instant white PPT. Now this question has been asked in the board exams also before, that why do we get instant white PPT? Instant means immediately, okay, without any time lag. So the reason for getting instant answer is this. Okay, you're going to use these words in exam. Phenol is a highly activated benzene ring, and therefore we will get instant PPT without any time lag. Now we are doing the second reaction, nitration. You can see that under 2 different conditions, that is dilute nitric acid, concentrated nitric acid. Dilute will be again going to give you less of the nitronium ions because it's dilute, and concentrated HNO3 is going to give you lots of nitronium ions because it's concentrated one. So here you will be getting a highly substituted product, and here you will be getting only mononitrated product. So in the first case, nitration of phenol takes place to give you orthonitrophenol, and the second one is going to be para-nitrophenol. Now here this question has been asked in the board exam again and again. So this is para-nitrophenol, the major product. The question is that how will you separate the 2 isomers from each other? So these 2 are isomers, position isomers, because the position of this is 2nd and here it is 4. Also, yeah, let me tell you the byproduct coming out here is H plus coming out from here, and OH minus from here is coming out as water. Now see, how to separate the 2? It's a very simple answer. Orthonitrophenol is going to be steam volatile, and it is having a very low boiling point, and the other one is going to be having a high boiling point because of hydrogen bonding. So it is high BP due to hydrogen bonding. Now both of them are going to have hydrogen bonding. Let me show you how it is going to happen. So you just focus here because this is extremely important, that later on children keep on asking how and such questions. So see, this is the structure of orthonitrophenol if you look at it like this. So the 2 groups are so close together that the oxygen and the hydrogen start making bond with each other. This kind of bond is going to be a hydrogen bond because it is between oxygen, an electronegative element, and hydrogen. This bond is intramolecular, but it's an intramolecular hydrogen bond, and because of which every orthonitrophenol molecule is going to be a discrete species. It's not going to be joined with another orthonitrophenol. It's going to be alone. Okay, so we are going to have orthonitrophenol existing as discrete species due to intramolecular hydrogen bonding. As a result, the intermolecular forces of attraction between the molecules is going to be very weak, and they will boil off very quickly. So they will have a very low boiling point. But in the case of para-nitrophenol, if you just draw the structure this way, then you will find that it has got intermolecular hydrogen bonding. So if I just draw it this way, the 2 two groups are so far apart, they cannot make bond with each other. Okay, so they have to search for another hydrogen from the other molecule and bond with it. So I'll just draw it this way, NO2 and all that. Similarly, this hydrogen will start searching another nitro group from another molecule of paranitrophenol. So the paranitrophenol molecule is not single, it is not alone, it is not discrete. It is connected with two different molecules on either side via intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Okay, and if you want to boil off this molecule, you will have to break these bonds, then only they will be boiling off. As a result, the boiling point of paranitrophenol is going to be very high as compared to orthonitrophenol. So the principle to separate the two isomers is distillation, or we can just say distillation would be the right word to use here. And the low boiling orthonitrophenol will boil off first, and the high boiling will boil off in the later stage, or it will remain in the test tube itself. Okay, so this is important question for your exam. The second reaction which we are going to see is concentrated nitric acid. Now what happens if you take concentrated nitric acid? Lots of electrophiles will be there, and as a result poly substitution will take place, and what will you get is 2,4,6 trinitrophenol, which is also called as picric acid, and water is going to be the byproduct here also the same way. So remember children that these questions can be there in your board exam under two different conditions. You can say less electrophiles, more electrophiles. Less electrophiles means mono substitution, and more electrophiles means poly substitution can take place. Okay, now let us see some other reaction. So now I start with the Friedel-Crafts reactions, which everyone knows. It's a repetition only. Friedel-Crafts alkylation, Friedel-Crafts acylation. For alkylation, we will use the alkyl halides of our choice. We are taking methyl chloride in the presence of catalyst anhydrous aluminium chloride, whose basic role is to polarize the molecule and facilitate the electrophilic attack, to polarize the reagent and facilitate the attack. Similarly, this here also the same function will be there. Now please remember, the answers are going to be ortho-para answers only, because phenol is having OH group, which is electron donating group, ortho-para directing group, and all that. So that thing should be always in your mind. So if we attack it from, let us say, ortho position, it's going to be somewhat like this. It attacks the CH3 and the Cl minus goes out from here, H plus goes out from there. So we are going to get ortho product also and para product also. So 2-methyl phenol is the first product, and 4-methyl phenol is the second product and the major product. What is the byproduct? Cl and H. Okay, we get HCl as the product. Let us talk about this reaction. The same logic. If the molecule is going to be attacked at the carbon and carbon, Cl minus will go out, and right now we will get a different group, that is COCH3, that is acyl group attached over here. So this is the minor product, and also we will be getting the second product, para product, OH. Ring is looking quite dirty. COCH3. So this way also I can write. Okay, so this is the para product and it's a major product. Now children, look at this compound which I am putting in the box. It's called acetophenone. So acetophenone is important for your exam, and para-hydroxy, or let's say 4-hydroxy acetophenone is the name of this compound, and the byproduct is Cl and H. HCl. Alright, so these are the two different reactions. The next reaction is Kolbe's reaction. It is also coming under the category of name reaction, important for your board exam. So we are going to use here carbon dioxide as the reagent, and 400 Kelvin temperature and 4 to 7 atmosphere high temperature and high pressure conditions, that means. And what kind of reactions are we going to have here? Remember, it's ortho-para directing group. So let's show the para or ortho attack. So in Kolbe's reaction, the more importance is to be given to ortho product. So we will just show ortho attack, and this structure you will be getting. Alright, so you will get the H plus from here is knocked out, please remember, and you will get C double bond O, O minus, and H. Now that H basically will go at this place. So instead of ONA, we will write H, and that sodium will be written here. So we will be getting this famous compound, sodium salicylate. Sodium salicylate. It's a salt of salicylic acid. Now this will be hydrolyzed by using acid and water, and you will get salicylic acid, that is OH. This Na will go out and we'll get COOH, है ना, and Na plus is gone out. So this compound is very, very famous for your exam. 2-hydroxy benzoic acid is the name of this compound, or it's also called as salicylic acid, which is obtained industrially like this, salicylic acid. Okay, and naturally it might be obtained from the barks of some trees, also synthetic, I mean naturally if you want to extract it. Now this salicylic acid is important compound for the preparation of aspirin. So how are you going to remember these reactions is simply one line I will tell you. You just write down that a carboxyl group get introduced at ortho position in the phenol, and this happens at high temperature and high pressure. So now we are going to see the last reaction, that is Riemer-Tiemann reaction of phenol. This is also important reaction of name reaction for your board exam. The reagent which we are going to take here is chloroform in the presence of sodium hydroxide. And what happens, when these two substances are mixed together, we get the formation of a highly reactive electrophile, which is this compound. This is dichlorocarbene. It is an electrophile. Carbene is the species which has got 6 electrons around carbon atoms. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they are having sextet of electrons and quite unstable species. Now what happens here is again the same logic, ortho-para kind of attack will take place. We are going to show here the major answer as ortho answer, because that is industrially important. So remember, for Kolbe's also will show ortho answer, industrially important, and for Riemer-Tiemann also will show the ortho answer. Now again here what comment are we going to write here is that the formyl group, the CHO groups here gets introduced at ortho position. What did you write for the previous Kolbe's reaction? You wrote that carboxylic group gets introduced at ortho position, and in Riemer-Tiemann reaction the formyl group gets introduced at ortho position. Now what happens here? Ortho attack you can show. Alright. Now here there is nothing to go out because this species is already electron deficient. So it will just make one bond and H plus will come out from here. So you will be getting this product. And phenol is reacting in the presence of sodium hydroxide, which is a base. So definitely the acid and the base will react to form a salt. So you will not write OH here, you will write ONA, O minus and Na plus, and the attack has taken place. So we'll get CCl, and the 2 electrons which were there actually, they will be bonded with the hydrogen which is coming out from here. So that hydrogen gets bonded over here. So this species is intermediate which is formed. It will be called as benzyl chloride, but it is not simply a benzyl chloride. Benzyl chloride means this entire thing, okay. So it is not benzyl chloride, it is substituted benzyl chloride, because we have got something attached at the ortho position. So substituted benzyl chloride will be there. We are going to further react it with more NaOH. As a result, the nucleophilic substitution will take place. Cl will be removed, OH will be attached, one more Cl will be removed, one more OH will be attached, and you will get a structure which would look like this. Just try to understand it, pay attention here. So this is going to be a structure form which we are not going to show in exam actually, and neither do they expect actually. So a gem diol, and we know that a gem diol is highly unstable. So we cannot write like that. We have to remove the H plus from here and OH minus from here. So directly from here we are going to show the final answer as ONA and CH. What will you write? We are not going to write OH, we are going to write double bond O and nothing else. That's all. So this is going to be your compound, which is now going to be looking like a substituted benzaldehyde. Last step, which is generally the last step for us always, hydrolysis, acidic. The Na will be knocked out and we will get there OH, CHO. Look at that. So finally in Riemann-Tiemann reaction, we are going to get the orthohydroxybenzaldehyde or salicyl aldehyde. Salicyl aldehyde. This is also important for your exam. Salicyl aldehyde is an important component in pain ointments, pain relief ointments. What is that? Pain relief ointments, children? Yes, the ointments which are used to remove the pain from your body, like you fall down, you get sprain, or you get injured, your muscle got injured, something like that. So like for example, you are using Volini, for example, is a kind of pain relief ointment, and so on. All right, so in Kolbe's reaction, the carboxylic group gets introduced at ortho position and we get salicylic acid, and in Riemann-Tiemann reaction, the formyl group gets introduced at ortho position and we get salicyl aldehyde. So we have finished the two types of reactions of phenol till now, the reactions involving cleavage of OH bond, where we talked about acidity. The second reaction was the electrophilic substitution, where we discussed in today's video a lot of reactions with give reason questions also. So these were electrophilic substitution, and now today I'm going to also finish up with the last reaction, that is cleavage of carbon oxygen bond, because it's a very short reaction, so I'll just finish it right away. Now in the last category of reaction, the carbon and the oxygen bond of phenol can be broken by using zinc powder or zinc dust. You're just going to heat phenol with zinc powder. This kind of reaction is going to be a reduction reaction, so I'll just write down reduction. Zinc is a very positive metal, it has a strong affinity for oxygen atom, so it will take away the oxygen and will become a ZNO, and the hydrogen is going to remain there itself. So benzene is formed in this reaction. That's all from this video.